Awesome. Well, welcome everybody to our weekly UCREW Movement Team Lunch and Learn. And so, as you guys know, that over the last probably starting in January 2020, I really took a commitment, my commitment to the next level in regards to helping you guys to learn the skill sets necessary to be successful in the network marketing profession. And guys, we are going bananas right now. There are so many people joining, so many people are hungry. And so one of the things that one of my first mentors shared with me when I got into network marketing, he said, Mario, you need to really be able to explain and to teach and to help other people understand your company's compensation plan. And so what I'm going to do this morning, guys, or this afternoon, is I'm going to spend some time part two of our training on the compensation plan. And so with that being said, I know we have a lot of people that are joining, a lot of people that are brand new, and we're fired up and we're excited about that. So let me just share with you my story real quick, guys, so you know why I'm so adamant about not only our system, but also about our training and helping you guys be equipped to be successful in this profession. So background is in education. I was a director of admissions at a couple of private universities. Successful guy, six-figure earner in my mid-20s, got laid off 10 years ago. Very much like a time like this, okay? Got laid off. 2008 happened. 2 years later, I found myself, I made it, right? I didn't get laid off in the initial, recession, if you will, but there was some trickle effects. And what we're going to find is once this COVID thing clears up and people get back to work, there will still be those ripple effects, those trickles that, some of us find ourselves in a bad position financially a couple years down the road. And so that's what happened to me. I got introduced to network marketing. First 90 days, I was absolutely miserable at it, okay? I just was really bad, not to mention, I had a bad mindset. I came in thinking that I knew everything. I came in thinking that I knew a better way. I wasn't going to follow the system that the team had put forth. And, it wasn't until I went to a big conference that the company put on that I kind of got that act right. I started to understand that there was a system in place, and the system was in place for a reason. And I started following it. I put my pride in my back pocket. I got uncomfortable, and we've had a lot of success. All of that being said, though, one of the things that we have to individually know how to do is to, at least at a higher level, be able to explain our compensation plan, okay? So there are essentially 8 different ways we get paid. Okay, 9 if you have the foundation pack while supplies last, right? That's funny to even say, but I think they're getting to the top now, getting to the point where the foundation pack and that 2% revenue share will be going away soon. So it'll be 8, but right now you have an opportunity to earn 9 different ways to earn income. Okay, so last week we talked about number 1 being the customer acquisition program, right? Where when you go out there, can you guys see this okay? Or is it kind of bad? Is it okay? All right, cool. I don't know, because it's the light in this office is kind of weird. Okay, so number 1, the customer acquisition program. Okay, so essentially when you get customers, that means that somebody doesn't join your team. Oh, hold on. I better record this, huh? Or, oh, it is recording. Woo! I was about to say somebody's going to get mad at me. So when you get customers, somebody wants to just come in and buy product from you, on their first order, okay, they get a 10% discount, and then you earn essentially 40% commission off of the customer CV. And we talked about what CV was last week as well. So that's a really good way, not to mention the customer acquisition program as well. By the way, it's still new, so it might be in phases of rollout. I know some of the folks on the team know this a little better than I do, but essentially what's supposed to happen is that customer is going to go out there and receive either it's an email or a text where they can download an app. as a customer and then start sharing products with people. And the incentive for your customers to share products with other people is they can earn a percentage back of what they refer out in free product. So if I referred out $1,000 worth of product to my friends and family, I would get 10% back. It's $100 that I could apply towards my next purchase, okay? So the second way that we get paid, okay, is what we call our PIB bonus, P-I-B, okay? That stands for product introduction bonus, okay? Now the product introduction bonus is essentially 20%, okay? 20% of the PIB, or excuse me, of the CV volume on that startup package, okay? So the lowest startup package that we have is the CBD1 intro pack, or there's a Beleza pack, and those are $160. By the way, you can also sign people up with the Fortify pack, and that one is $200. That's the one that has, it's a special package right now. I believe it's got Core, Vetox, Renew, and Eternal. Okay, and so that one's really, really good. It's called the Fortify package, and that one's 120 points. Okay, that's the lowest package that I would advise any of you guys to do when you're bringing somebody onto the team who wants to build a business. Okay, so 20% of the CV point volume you earn. So for instance, if you have a foundation package, right, which we know is $15.49. Okay, right now they're doing $100 off. So the price to your brand partner would be $14.49, but the CV on this is 1,000 points, right? So it'd be 1,000 points. What's 20% of 1,000? $200. Okay, so that's how you figure out the PIB. And so, you know, you could easily do that on anything. If you had a CBD1 intro pack, that's 160 points. What's 20% of 160? That's your PIB bonus for that. Now, the third way we get paid, okay, is our binary bonus, okay? We call it team commissions. So essentially, you have, here's you have a team on your right, team on your left, and as they go out and they're selling products, they're getting people to join who are buying products, and also on a weekly basis, pretty much every day, as LCP reorders come in, right? You know how every 30 days we have to make a purchase of at least $100. Those purchases that are going through every night go in here. So from a Tuesday, which is our pay period, right? Tuesday to Monday. So from a Tuesday to Monday, whatever points volume happens, you make 10%, okay, on the smaller leg of those points. So for instance, for a simple example, let's say on this side, you do 1,000 points, and on this side, you do 800 points in 1 week, right? You make 10% of the smaller leg. That means this would be, what, $80, okay? So that's what you guys would earn there. So that's the third way we get paid, which is our binary, and we talked about that last week. Now today, we're going to pick up with what we call, I don't want to mix you guys up because I know what I reference them as, but I want to make sure that you guys have the official names. So number 4 is team commission matching bonus, okay? So you'll hear people talk about the team commission matching bonus in a couple of different ways, okay? So you'll hear them say like overriding match, right? And that's something, or a check match is what people commonly refer to it as. But so let's understand first and foremost what that is, okay? Hold on. Or if you have a customer that has been buying from you, then wants to or be a partner and buys the $1,500 No, Letty, you don't. Remember last week we covered that on your PIB, okay, you only get that 20% PIB on their first purchase, okay? Well, I don't know. Let me ask on that, because they've been a customer. Have they been a customer in the system? Now they're a brand partner. So I believe that you would get that 20% PIB. But Letty, if you can, send me a text offline and I'll double check that for you, okay? So now let's talk about the team commissions, okay? The team, there's a fancy word and I want to make sure I get it. So team commission matching bonus, okay? So what does that mean, okay? Well, remember, number 3, the way we get paid is our binary, okay? But on the binary, they actually call it team commissions, right? So Number 4 is team commission matching bonus. So what does that mean? That means that it's not a true check match, okay? So what do I mean by that? If I made $1,000 this week, okay? My check was $1,000. But let's say Jen Burleson, who I see here, let's say Jen introduced me to the team, okay? She's not gonna match my paycheck of $1,000. Out of the $1,000 that I make, how much of that came from the binary, okay? So how much of that $1,000 came from the binary? So let's say $400 came from the binary. So that means that she would match my team commission check. Does that make sense? So if I made $1,000 total on my check, okay, of which that 1,000, maybe I had PIB in there, right? I had my team commission, maybe I had some matching, maybe I also had the revenue share. So all the different ways we get paid compile into this 1,000. Basically, she would match the portion of my $1,000 that comes from my binary. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if you understand that. Okay, I see some heads nodding, so good. Okay, so let's talk about how that works. So first off, now sometimes people say, Mario, I thought, I've heard in the training it talks about 160 or 80 CV, right? Why is it that on the training it says 160, but then a lot of times you guys just say 80, okay? Well, because the bare minimum to stay active in the company, in your comp plan, is to do 80 CV. But number 4, okay? Number 4, the team commission matching bonus, okay? Team commission matching bonus only applies to you if you are at 160 CV, okay? Very important. So if you're not at 160 CV right now and you've got a team that's building and running, okay? Somebody said my audio went out. Can you guys hear me still? Okay, audio is good. So it looks like Guzman, that's just you for now, okay? So 160 CV can be a combination of whatever products that you have, okay? So we're just gonna assume, okay, for the sake of this particular training, that everybody has 160 CV right now, okay? Because I wanna help you to understand how powerful this is. So I'm gonna toggle back and forth between okay? So here are the requirements, okay? The requirements are, number 1, active brand partners with at least 160 CV who are qualified at the rank of bronze or above, okay? So number 1, to get number 4, to start getting paid off of number 4, okay, you have to have 160 CV. Number 2, you have to be qualified. So you've got to have one brand partner that you've sponsored in on your right and one brand partner sponsored in on your left, okay? The third qualification is that when you hit bronze, it activates, okay? So what does it mean to hit bronze? Bronze basically means, okay, that you've got 2 legs and your lesser leg has 2,000 points. That's bronze, okay? So let's say here you have a team that looks like this, okay? The lesser leg has to have 2K in it. Okay, so let's say the bigger leg has 3K, 2K, now you're bronze. Okay, so on any given week, when you have 160 CV, that's why the dashboard looks the way it does, guys. Okay, on the dashboard, it's almost like a checklist. So it'll say, oh, 160, and it'll say check, right? It'll say qualified, check. Then it'll show your legs. So you want to make sure that when you're at bronze, so you have 160 CV, okay, you're qualified, and you hit bronze, then number 4 opens up to you. Number 4 in the comp plan, okay? So with that being said, okay, let's go through the different ranks. But real quick, let's see if I can do something here. So I want you guys to be able to see this. Hold on. No, it's not coming through like I want. I'll put out the updated rewards. There's a one sheet page. I'll put that out into the groups in just a few, okay? So what happens is there's levels to this match, okay? And I want you to understand this from a bigger perspective, because this is so powerful for you guys and for me, because we're early. I want you for a minute to not think about yourself, where you're at in your Viseo business right now. Maybe you're brand new, maybe you're a silver, maybe you're a bronze. But I want you to think about where you're going to be in your Viseo business in 3 to 5 years from now, when our company, okay, is an 8-year-old company. When our company is a 10-year-old company. How many of you guys have heard me say that the people at the top make all the money? Okay, and you have a chance to do that simply because you're here at the right time. So this is what I look for as a network marketing leader. These are the type of things that I look at when I've ever decided to run with a company, because I want to know long term, after I roll up my sleeves and I do this for a couple years, what's it going to look like? Okay, so with that being said, let's talk about how we get paid out on this. Okay, so level number 1. Okay, when you hit bronze, okay, you earn 20% on the first level. Okay, well, before I do this, let's go here. Okay, so what does this matching bonus look like? So level 1, anybody that's level 1, what does level 1 mean? Let me clarify this. It doesn't mean this isn't level 1, like, oh, they're on my first level. This is level 2, second level. That's how a lot of network marketing companies work. We don't work that way, okay? What we mean is this. Anybody that is signed up by you, whether they're on your right or your left, at the very top, or 100,000 feet down, levels down, as long as they've signed up by you with your link, they're considered your first generation. So you make 20% on first generation. Think of them like your children. So it doesn't matter in your tree if a child is right next to you or 100 levels down or right or left of first generation. Now, when your child has a kid, right, they're your grandkids, right? So your grandkids, you earn 10% on second generation, okay? Third generation, you earn 5%. Remember, the percent here is anybody on that first generation, you match 20% of their team commission, their binary paycheck. So if I made $1,000 just on binary, the person who sponsored me would make 20% of that binary, which is $200, okay? Now from level 4 to 7, you match 5%. Okay, so all the way down. So you're level 7 levels deep, 20, 10, 5, and then 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay, that's how those matching go. Now, how do you earn the different levels? This is the very important part. Okay, now I should not be lazy, and I'll draw them out for you. Let me draw it out. Okay, so you got 20, 10, 5, 5, 5, so it's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hopefully they all can see in there. Okay, let's do this a little bit. Okay, there we go. So with that being said, how do you earn level 1? Well, when you hit bronze, okay, you start to earn that. So remember, you have 160. You're qualified, and now you hit bronze, you earn 20% of anybody on your first generation. Now, when you hit silver in a week, you make 10%. Okay? So you're earning first and second generation. When you hit gold or platinum in a given week, you earn first, second, and third. Okay? Now the next ones are pearl and blue sapphire. You earn the next. Okay? Ruby, emerald, earn the next. okay? Now, ambassador is, I believe, let me just double check. I don't want to misquote because there's ranks. So ambassador is going to be diamond to imperial black diamond. So from diamond to imperial black diamond, okay, that's ambassador level. Then you earn this 6th generation. And then when you go to your crown ranks, which are crown blue, double crown blue, and triple crown blue diamond, okay, you get the last. So technically, guys, okay, even right now, as big as my team is, I'm still leaving some food on the table here because there's the 7th generation I'm not getting, I'm not earning yet. Now, why is this very important to us as big time builders? Think about how big your team can be. I started out here with 94 people, okay, that I actually take that back. It's 101 people that I have personally sponsored now in our first 15 months, okay, 16 months. So then it goes 7 generations deep. So we got 100 and something children, and then it goes down. That gets massive. Think about what that could look like, okay, years and years and years and years from now. Like I said, 5 years from now, 8 years from now. Guys, most people don't know that the matching bonus is where the most money is made long-term with most network marketing companies, because it's the true leverage on top of leverage on top of leverage. But it gets better, okay? So I'm hoping I haven't lost anybody yet. And I'm not going to open it up to crazy questions, because every time with a group this big, if I ask a question, we're going to get one that's like, hey, Mario, one time, I heard this guy say. So if you have questions on it, we can come back through afterwards. Let me look into the chat here. Mario, if you have a customer, can we see that already? Okay, so with that being said, let's talk about one other feature to number 4 that is unbelievable. Okay, so we have what is called, compression, okay? And so what does that mean, okay? I'll give you an example. In my old company, it was called a unilevel, okay? So what that meant is I had 6 kids that I could go wide. That's it, okay? And then each one of them would go 6, 6, 6, and all the way across. So this would be level 2. This would be level 1. And then, have you seen these type before, guys? So then these 6 would all have 6. So it would go really wide, right? But it would only come from 6 teams, okay? And we would get a percentage, okay? So instead of drawing it out like that, I'm going to draw it out this way. In my old company, or in a lot of companies, okay, let's say I'm just doing 1 for 1, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say in our old companies, okay, we got a percentage per. So like, for instance, I would get, let's say, 3% of their check and 5% and whatever the percentages were. But what would happen is, without compression, okay, people quit in these spots. So let's say I brought someone in, okay, I'm going to just pick on some people. So I see Stephanie there. So Stephanie Wilson. So let's say I brought in Stephanie, okay, and she brought in Cassie, and then Cassie brought in Jen, and then Jen brought in Dave. Dave brought in Ricardo, and Ricardo brought in Mary, okay? Now, I'm not going to keep going because it's hard to see, okay? But check this out. Do we know that in network marketing, people quit? Yeah, we know that, okay? It's part of the game. Now, with that being said, think about this. Let's say Cassie quit. Cassie, you're a quitter. In traditional overriding matches, and then let's say Ricardo quit. And then a little while later, Mary quit. Guess what that would mean? I still only have 7 levels of override match, but in those 7, there's only 3 people who are left. That means I have 4 holes that are just sitting there doing nothing. That sucks. Especially because we know that, you know, in network marketing, people quit. So I had so many people in my top 7, 3-4 years later, a lot of them had quit. Would you guys agree? Yeah. I wasn't earning money here anymore. Now with us in that same scenario, so who do we have here? I had Cassie. Let's say Cassie is back. Let's say, who do we have here? I had Ricardo, and I had Mary, and then I had Jane, okay? So I'm gonna bring it back down. In our scenario, in our company, because it compresses, let's say now Jen's the quitter, okay? What would happen is David would slide up, okay? Then Ricardo would slide up. But let's say Mary quit too, okay? So Mary quit, that means Jane would slide up. Who's below Jane? We don't even know, but guess what? Ed just slid up. And then Mark slid up as well. So what happens is when your team is fluctuating, because maybe they didn't quit, maybe Jen didn't quit. Let's just say this week, Jen's loaded with her day job, right? And so she kind of steps away from her Viseo business for a week to 2 weeks and then comes back. When Jen decides to get back on it, guess what? She pops back into the spot where she was and everybody rolls back down. So it's like, I always say, it's kind of like this accordion, right? So people are, it's always squeezing back down. It's always making sure that no matter what happens, we're getting paid 7 generations, guys. That is gold. I'm telling you, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, when you have 7 levels true that you're getting matching overrides on their team commissions, it's going to be so, so, so lucrative. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. So I'm trying to do this as best as possible because I want to make sure that everybody truly understands what's going on here. And I know it's not always the easiest thing to learn or to know because compensation plans are tough. But okay, good. Thanks, Ness. All right. So number 4, to reiterate, to get like, so if you don't have 160 right now, by the way, you can move up to 160 anytime. Okay. The most important thing is you have at least 80. Okay. But if you don't have 160, guess what? This is the way number 4 looks like for you. You don't get paid on it. Okay. So this number 4. Okay. So now let's talk about the 5th way we get paid. Okay. 5th way we get paid is called rank advance bonuses. This is where it gets really fun. Okay. This is where the money is like, you got to be kidding me. Okay. So let's say in a given week, okay. So rank advance bonuses are for white diamond and beyond. Okay. So in a given, let's talk about what it means to be white diamond. Okay. Just so you guys, and I'm going to blow you guys away here because I know sometimes I remember what it was like when I was still kind of learning the whole ropes here. My business wasn't necessarily where I wanted it to be. And then I would see like ranks for these big time ranks and I'd be like, holy crap, I'm never going to do that. I don't want to make this a counterproductive exercise for you and scare you guys because I'll tell you that it can happen and it will for many of you guys. Okay. But so to hit white diamond, okay, let's talk about what it takes to hit white diamond. Okay. So to hit white diamond, guys, you need to have 6 personally sponsored people on your right and 6 personally sponsored people on your left, okay? Now, once you have that, then your lesser leg has to have, okay, so here's your team on each side. You've got at least 6 people on each side that have come personally from you that are on AutoShip, right, on their LCP. Now, the next thing is you have to have at least, where's it at? Sorry, guys. 25,000 points in your lesser leg. So one of these, the smaller leg has to be 25,000, okay? your PET, okay, needs to be 35,000. So PET is, so you think of them, always think of them like a checklist. So number one, when you look at your dashboard, do you have 6 people on your right, 6 people on your left? Yes. Number two, do I have 25,000 on my lesser leg? Yes, I do. Bam. PET, that means from these 6 or more, it could be more, by the way, but from these 6, do you have 35,000 PET counted up on both sides? Okay, so I say yes. Okay, cool. Bam. Now, out of those 6 teams, though, on each side, you can't use more than 20,000 points. Okay, so what does that mean? That forces us to be equal. So let's get some scenarios here. Let's say we have this, and we have, let's say we've only achieved 30,000, right? And the reason we would only be able to achieve that is because let's say one of these people is, let's say Jen. I see Jen here, and I expect this from Jen in chat. Let's say Jen is one of these 6 people that are in my PET line, and she's doing 70 PET all by herself, her and her team, because they're just blowing up. I could only use 20,000 of her 70 towards my 35. Okay, so on any given team, you can only use 20,000. What does that do is that helps you to build balanced business. We might not like it on the front end, but on the back end, you're going to thank Dallin for doing this, because we have in network marketing at times seen people join and just blow it up, right? So like, let's say Jen comes in and they do 70K and then their team just goes crazy. And this 20K per team max wasn't here, okay? So all of a sudden, I'm a white diamond, I'm making all this money, and then next thing you know, let's say Jen leaves to another company. And overnight, that one giant leg that was basically helping me earn all kinds of money, that one leg just disappeared. What happens to my business? Gone. Because I didn't have a well-balanced business, right? So long term, it's better for you to build a solidified, real deal business, because that's why, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've seen this happen plenty of times in network marketing. How many of you guys, okay, let's do this. How many of you guys have ever been in another network marketing company? If you've ever been in another network marketing company, okay, put in a number 1. Okay, yep, okay, a lot of people, okay. Have you guys that have ever been in another network marketing company witnessed or saw or feel like some of the top leaders are always working? Like they're just like, oh man, they make so much money, but they work more than anybody else. Have any of you guys ever seen that? If you have, say, I've seen that, right? Well, why is that? It's because they've built a business that's like on a what is it? A house of cards, right? I've also seen guys, I'll never forget, probably one of the very first mentors that I've ever had in network marketing, or one of the first 2 or 3, his name was Mike Basutti. Mike Basutti built a position called Senior Vice President, okay? And I think Maya and Jesus remember him. He built a position of Senior Vice President, and in his mid-20s just disappeared. Literally, he was like Santa Claus. Like, we'd be at a convention and they'd be like, hey dude, did you hear Mike's here? And they'd be like, what, Mike's here? Because he literally built his business so strong and so well that he could have what's called walkaway money. He didn't have to always be in the trenches trying to get in there and constantly be working, right? And there's a difference, and I'm going to tell you guys this, because I'm trying to prepare you guys for next level leadership. There is a big difference with building a business for a check and building a business for a long-term walkaway check. There's a lot of people who will manipulate the compensation plans to just make checks right now. And sometimes they know in their heart of hearts that if I would have built this way, or if I would have placed somebody on this side, I wouldn't make as much money right now, but down the road, I'd make way more money. This is an example of that, right? Making us balance out our business right now might be a pain in the butt, but down the road, you guys will be able to walk away. See, because that's what I want, right? I turned 40 this year, okay? My goal is by the time I'm 43 years old to literally walk away from Viseo. Meaning, I don't want to have to do this stuff all the time. I want to be able to be like, I want to be on Jen's call. When Jen has 150 people on and she's a white diamond, and I get to come in and I'm like, what's up, guys? How you been? Kiss the babies, take the pictures. We're in Hawaii. What can I do to bless you guys today? That's what I want. I want to have that walk away money, okay? And see, walk away money gets built by doing things the right way early on, okay? So that said, this is how you, oh, by the way, then you've got to do this 4 out of 6 weeks, okay? So once you do it once, now you got to do it 4 out of 6 weeks. So they give you, when you do it once, it's funny because sometimes a team, it's almost like you're not ready for it. Sometimes your team will just have this massive hot week. That's what happened to me. So there's 2 ways, and maybe it's, I don't know. We were running so fast at the beginning that like for Diamond, you've got to do 4 out of 6 weeks as well, okay? We were running so fast at the very beginning that we got into our first week of Diamond before I expected it. But once you hit that first time, it's almost like now you're on the clock. So I basically have 6 weeks to do it. So sometimes people are like, oh crap, we just hit Diamond week 1. Okay, here we go. It's like, put your hat on, roll the sleeves up, let's go, right? Because once you're in the 6-week cycle, you're in, you gotta go, okay? Because you only have a countdown clock. Now, other people have been more strategic with it. Lauren Richards, she was strategic with it. Like, I don't know how they did it, but they did it. Like they waited and they planned and they got into her first week when they expected it and they ran, right, accordingly. So that said, every single time you hit white diamond or above, okay, what happens is you start to get rank advance bonuses. So a rank advance bonus is this, okay, it's pretty cool. So let's say I get, oops, I'm sorry, I'm trying to toggle back and forth between the actual sheet and you guys, okay? So let's say I hit white diamond, okay? I hit it. I do the 4 out of 6 weeks and they say, bam, you're a white diamond. What I'm gonna get now is I get 10, okay? I am allotted 10 $5,000 paychecks up to $50,000 on top of anything else that I do. So for instance, now I'm a white diamond. That first week, okay, when I hit white diamond, they're just gonna throw an additional $5,000 on top, okay? And every single week I hit white diamond again, they throw another 5,000 on top, all the way to 10, and I can earn 50,000, okay? Now, just to give you guys an idea, okay, when your business is running the right way, you know, you guys hear me all the time, right? The way to build a big business is 101 training in 24 hours, game plan call, get them right and get them a right and a left, right? When you duplicate that out, guys, your business will just start going. And the bigger and the more people on that same system, right, it starts going. So what happens is we've had people skip white diamond, okay? Last year, I almost skipped white diamond and because I was hitting black diamond. So you could actually hit black diamond volume and hit black diamond without hitting white diamond. And what does that mean? When you hit black diamond, you get 10 payments of 10K to $100,000. So let's say the team was just smoking it, right? And we were hitting black diamond, and I went from diamond to black diamond, okay? That means any week that I hit black diamond again, I would get a $15,000 check that week on top of everything else, okay? Now, let's say I did that. Let's say I skipped ahead and I went to black diamond and I earned it, but next week I didn't do black diamond volume again. I just did white diamond volume. Well, then I would just get my $5,000 check I wouldn't get the 10,000. That makes sense? So week 2, I did it. Week 1, I hit black diamond volume. That means I get both of them, 15,000. On top of all my other compensation plan models, okay? But now let's say week 2, I'm already a black diamond. I earned it, but I go and I hit black diamond, I hit white diamond numbers week 2. So this is the way it would look. Check this out. I've already gotten my 1 payout, so it's 9 and 9. The next week, I didn't hit black diamond, but I did hit white. So now I have 8 payments left, but I still have 9 payments here, okay? The third week, I hit black diamond volume again. So now I have 7 and I have 8, okay? So you basically have these big checks waiting for you once you earn it. So you earn it once, it activates. So black diamond, okay, just so you know, let's lay them all out for you. I don't want to get any of you guys too lost, okay? So when you get to imperial black diamond, or excuse me, royal black diamond, you get 16 payments of $1,250 on your way to $200,000. Okay, so this is a whack 16. Let's put there. Now, imperial black diamond, okay, this is where Shelly Key is and Holly and Corbin. You get 20 payments of $15K on your way to $300,000. How amazing is that? That's filthy, guys. And then crown, double, and triple. Crown is 25 payments, double is 25 payments, and triple is 25 payments of, let's see, it's 16K, 20K, and 40K. Can you imagine making a $40,000 bonus on top of everything you've done that week? And it's going to be 400K, 500K, and $1 million. Okay. Rank advanced bonuses are filthy, guys. Okay. Now let's see. 15 minutes left, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump ahead real quick. The other part that we get paid on is our trips. Okay. So when you guys hit gold, okay, you earn a trip to the Bahamas. Now, I'm going to have somebody, because I know somebody has it off the top of their head right now. I'm going to have somebody in the leadership group post this in the leadership group. But if you guys can find the little breakdown for the gold trip, put it in the leadership group. I just want to make sure it's the right one, and then I'll send it into all of the different groups. But check this out. So when you earn gold, here's what happens, okay? So when you earn gold, okay, remember what's gold, okay? 5K on your lesser leg, 2K PET, you have to have 160 CV, and you've got to be qualified, right? Which means that you have one person on your right and one person on your left, okay? So any of you golds, if you have it, shoot it into the leadership group right now, please. That way I can go through it. If not, I'll come back to it. When you hit gold one time, okay, you earn your ticket on the cruise, okay? When you hit gold twice, okay, I don't know if anybody has the updated one. When you hit gold twice, what they do is they allow you to bring somebody, okay? So you basically earn 2 tickets. When you earn gold 3 times, okay? Now this is where it gets a little hairy for me, but essentially what happens is you get to upgrade your cabin. Then you hit gold 4th time, then they give you spending money, which you can apply towards your tickets, your plane tickets, and you keep going all the way to 7. So if you hit gold 7 times from now until the time when we have our next cruise, you'll earn basically everything. Your flights will be covered because of your money. You'll have your tickets paid for the actual cruise. You give you an upgraded cabin, right? So for us, we actually had a cabin that was, you open it up and there was a little deck and you could see outside in the water. So the incentive is one time you earn your ticket to the cruise, okay? And then as you hit it more and more and more, you keep earning more and more and more, okay? Does that make sense? And then finally, the last thing I want to do is I want to cover, and I think this is actually perfect timing. We also have the car bonus. That's also part of our compensation plan. So when you hit Black Diamond, you actually get a car, which is ridiculous. You get to pick out a Mercedes-Benz of your choice, and I believe the spend is about $17.50 a month. And then when you hit Imperial Black Diamond, you get to pick out an exotic. So it's a Ferrari, Rolls-Royce, a Lamborghini, a Bentley, or I believe there's one other one, McLaren. Okay, so you have the car program, but let's go over the 2 and the 3% revenue share, just so we understand what that means. So we know what the gold rank is, okay? So when you hit gold, okay, you get the opportunity to be in what's called the 3% revenue share option. Now, the 3% revenue share is good for anybody, okay? Is good for anybody that wants, that comes into the company. So it doesn't matter if you came in at, it doesn't matter if you came in at the CBD intro pack or the foundation pack. Whatever pack you come in at, when you hit gold, you get to earn 3% of the company's revenue share. So what happens is they take a snapshot of the company's global revenue, okay? So when they take that snapshot, okay, let's say in a week we did 100,000, just for ridiculous numbers. So they did 100,000. You take 3% of 100,000, and then they take that 3% and they divide it up against the number of people that are in gold or above pool that week, okay? And that's what you get. Now, I will tell you guys that the higher your rank in that week, so gold, platinum, okay, all the way through, just to give you an idea, the other day, I forgot what it was. I think I was a couple points short of diamond, and Nikki Dawn called me from corporate, and she's like, Mario, listen, you're about 120 points short from hitting diamond rank this week. If you put in a purchase of your own products, 120 points, it'll jump you up and you'll get more share, right? So I put in a 120 point order, and I took a look at my check. It jumped by $400 because I went from the emerald pool to the diamond pool. So within this 3%, the higher your rank, the more shares of this 3% you get. Does that make sense? And there's a little deal on your extended. There's the rewards plan. It's like 9 or 10 pages. Okay. If you open that up, it'll give you like the breakdown of the shares. Okay. Now the next is the 2%. Yeah, Jeff, that was epic, bro. I realized, I was like, dude, for $100 more, it was 120 points or something. My check jumped by $400. I was like, geez. So it shows you the power, okay? It shows you the power in ranking up, okay? So now, the 2% is exclusive pool. So what's going to happen is when the company gets to about 7,500 people. Now, these are for people that have come in with the foundation pack. Mind you, I probably have sponsored through the U-Crew movement more than 7,500 people with a foundation pack, okay? So it's not like when there's 7,500 period, it's when there's 7,500 people on a weekly basis that are consistently hitting gold or above, okay? So there's way more people that have bought into the foundation package, okay? But it's when there's 7,500 people hitting gold or above on a consistent basis, they're going to close it, okay? So, for instance, again, using that same example, let's say we do 100,000 in sales revenue this week. They take 2% of that. They're going to divide it up amongst the 75. By the way, those 75 also get the 3%. So they get the 3 and the 2. So they're earning 5%. But this might be a little bit more watered down because there's a lot more people in it. This over time will become way more potent because there's less people there, right? So the revenue of the company will continue to grow and get bigger, but the pool of people will stay small, right? Ricky, think about this, crazy. I don't know if any of you guys caught this. Ricky did the math, and if we take our company to 20 billion, okay? We take our company to 20 billion, which is Dallin's goal. And I don't know about you guys, but how many of you guys believe that you could really go to 20 billion when a guy like Dallin says it? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. When we get to 20 billion, if you have the 2% revenue share, mathematically speaking, that's about $400,000 a month just on the number 2. Not to mention all the other stuff, because think about how big, remember I told you at the very beginning, I want you to think about your business, okay? So, no, Anthony, you have to earn 2%, okay? So what happens is, remember I told you from the very beginning, I want you to think about your business, okay, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, because you have to have a big picture mindset. I shared with somebody yesterday, you guys have got to have, okay, a marathon runner mentality, okay? Marathon runners, they see down the line. They see big picture. You got to have a marathon runner mentality, but you've got to have a sprinter work ethic. You got to sprint, right? Hard, right? But you have to have the mentality of a marathon guy. So 3 years from now, 5 years from now, when you are looking at this business. So this means I don't care if you guys have 2 people on your team right now. This is the exact reason why you should never quit, ever. Because you never know what's going to happen, okay? Just to give you guys an example of what this means, I have personally brought in, I'm looking at 15 people on my right leg right now since this New York thing has gotten started. Four of those people are anything, right? 4. But through one of them, who was an intro pack, we have crazy momentum coming right now. So what does that say to you? It's just you, and this person that came in with an intro pack, cold market, that I met off of Facebook, and this individual's in their early 20s. Yeah, do we go after business owners that make a lot of money? Yes. Do we want to talk to people that we know? Yes. But sometimes a cold market, millennial that does a small package can start a wildfire. Okay? So I'm just giving you guys that as an encouragement to say, listen, I've got a marathon mindset with a sprinter attitude, with a sprinter work ethic. Because imagine that, guys. $400,000 a month just on the 2%, and that's just math. That's crazy. Not to mention, who knows what the 3% will look like. That's crazy. Then you look at what we just learned about matching bonus, right, with compression. Then you learned about the overriding or the rank advance bonuses. See, do you guys see why right now it's so important that we get our people paid fast? But I look at it like this. There's a tipping point, and I'm going to close with this because I've got to call it 1. There's a tipping point, guys, and it goes like this. So when you first get started, we make a bunch of money on our upfront bonuses, like on the PIB and the double PIB and even binary. It's all about upfront big bonuses, right? Because we got to keep people excited, keep them engaged. But what's happening is all the while on that backside, it's going like this. So we're getting paid, but this little bonus on this side keeps going up, but once you hit that tipping point and your team is big enough, your overriding matching bonus will be I know guys in this industry, okay, when you get to a next level as an earner, there's front end earners and there's back end earners. So even when you get to like, yeah, man, I made $1 million in the industry. I've made $1 million in the industry. Okay. But I was not a back end earner. I made $1 million off of a crazy run where we had tons of front end bonuses. Does that make sense? So even in the next level, I'm still considered a rookie. Let's just say that. Because there's guys that I know personally that do $150,000, $200,000 a month in their business on back end money. They don't even work. Okay? It's obnoxious. They don't do anything because their business went like this. It hit that tipping point, and that's where that freedom comes in. Right? So our back end money is so stupid, guys. Our back end money is so strong. We've just got to keep that front end pushing. We got to keep that marathon mindset going while we keep that sprinter activity. Because every single company has been where we are right now. The Amways, the Herbalifes, the Primericas, the Nu Skins, they were all 2 to 3 years old. And there were people in that 2 to 3 year old mark that quit. Promise you. And there were those 2 or 3 year old companies where 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 20 people said, I'm not quitting no matter what. You're going to drag me out of this company dead. And they just kept letting the duplication effect take over. And then it went like this. Boop. And when that hits, it's over. Right? And so that's the beauty of this business. Front end money keeps us alive, right? While we're building that back end money. But when that tipping point hits, it's about kissing babies and traveling all over the world and, blessing other people and going and giving to, to your favorite charities and all that other stuff. Okay. So with that being said, guys, I've got a call in 1 minute. I hope this was good for you guys. And I did my best here to break it down on the fly. I just had some notes and love you guys. Have a good day. And we'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, Dad. You guys heard Gabriel.